Hello and welcome to In the Zone, your one-stop source for the latest news on Intel through our Tech Provider Zone site. Joining me today, as always, is Peter Krass, editor of Tech Provider Zone. And we're going to spend the next few minutes chatting about some of the hottest stories on Tech Provider Zone and in the IT space in general. And we've got a lot to cover today, so let's just get started. Peter, let's start with some big news involving Intel as they've named a new CEO. What can you tell us about the new CEO and what does it mean for Bob Swan's future?
Yeah, thanks, Ed. Yeah, well, the new CEO is Pat Gelsinger, and he's currently CEO over at VMware. He's been there since 2012, and before that, he was a president and COO at EMC, and also before that, 30 years at Intel. So he knows Intel quite well and has a technical background, so we'll see. Next Thursday, the 21st, Intel is promising more details on the transition during the Q4 quarterly earnings call. That should be an interesting one. I will be on that to hear the action. As far as Bob Swan goes, he's in the CEO role till February 15th. After that, I just don't know. I suppose they will tell us that next week.
Excellent. Let's move on to the next story, the one we had planned to make the top story. It's a really interesting story on techproviderzone.com. Intel, again, just announced their 11th gen Intel Core Mobile vPro processors. How do these compare with the Tiger Lake processors that were announced in September?
Okay, so these are also part of the Tiger Lake family. It's the same processor, but these are on a new chipset. The ones that last September were for consumer mobile PCs. These are for business mobile PCs. So all the goodness that people know about with vPro, there's things like remote manageability, there's hardware-based security, a lot of good things in there. Now this comes over to Tiger Lake, and it's going to be used in mobile PCs for business.
Excellent, excellent. And then still even more about Intel this week. They were all over the news. They've launched their new Intel Partner Alliance. Now, the company says it's going to unify all Intel partners on a single platform. What does that mean for the future of Partner University and Solutions Marketplace?
Okay, well, those are now become, so they now come under the umbrella of IPA. So they continue. What is new and what's different is as people use the new Partner Alliance, they'll be assigned one of 9 roles. And these roles will somehow determine what you see on the site. The site's going to use AI to give different views to different users. Some of the roles are like OEM, service integrator, solution provider. Like I said, there's 9 of them. And that'll be one of the first things you do when you sign up.
Excellent. And then the last story for this week, Intel again just introduced 4 new NUC products. For those of us watching, for the folks who are watching, what can you tell us about them?
Okay, so these are Intel's lines of Mini PCs. The new ones are based on the Tiger Lake 11th gen core processors announced in September. And there's 3 PCs and what they call a compute element. The compute element's interesting. It's a little square. It's about 3 by 4 inches, but it's like a complete PC complete with built-in I/O, and it's for system builders. The other 3 are, there's one called the Enthusiast for gaming and content creation. There's one called the NUC 11 Performance, that's for consumers to use at home, and NUC 11 Pro, just like it sounds, for business users.
Well, everyone on this everyone on this program will be an enthusiast. So that's the bucket that I would probably fit into. Thanks so much, Peter. As always, check out techproviderzone.com for the latest news about Intel and about IT in general. It's updated constantly with the latest goings on about Intel and IT. And that's where you should always start and end your day. So Peter, thanks so much for your time, and everyone have a great day.